This is TOS Television, your digital-first Pan-African news network. I am Abigail Okwade, and this is Africa Now. President Mohamed Abdullahi Mohamed on Thursday withdrew the powers of Somali's Prime Minister Mohamed Hussein Roble, especially his powers to remove and to appoint officials until the election is complete. The president cited the violation of the transitional constitution, not carrying out any consultation and collaboration with the president. This could pave way for political and security instability, the president says. This is the latest development in the bitter row for months over dismissals and appointments to key security position that has plunged the Somali country into fresh crisis. The Economic Community of West Africa States, ECOWAS, in its toughest response yet to a run of military takeovers on Thursday, imposed sanctions against the junta in Guinea and thus slowing Mali's post-coup transition. The sanctions the West African leaders decided on to pressure the junta leaders to return the country to constitutional rule at an emergency summit of the West African bloc in Accra, Ghana. Regional heads of state decided to freeze the financial assets and impose travel bans on Guinea's junta members and their relatives, insisting on the release of President Alpha Conde and a short transition. The bloc is also demanding elections be held in 6 months. Egypt and Libya's unity government signed a series of cooperation agreements and several infrastructure contracts on Thursday as Cairo eyes reconstruction opportunities in its oil-rich neighbor. The deals are the latest sign of Egypt's effort to re-engage with Tripoli after years of siding with East Libya-based forces engaged in the conflict that split the country. The 40 memorandums of understanding signed during a visit to Cairo by Libyan Prime Minister Abdulhamid Dbeibah cover sectors ranging from industry and hydrocarbons to agriculture, communications, and civil aviation, according to a statement from Egypt's cabinet. Now, Congolese opposition leader Martin Fayulu has demanded an investigation after security forces brutally dispersed a rally he called over election reforms. Police fired in the air in Kinshasa, the Democratic Republic of Congo's capital, on Wednesday to disperse Fayulu's supporters, injuring some in the process. Fayulu, who lost to Felix Tshisekedi in 2018 election, accuses Tshisekedi of seeking to undermine the Elections Commission's independence ahead of the 2023 vote. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, labeled as a terrorist organization by the Nigerian government, has sued Kenyan officials over what he says was his illegal extradition to Nigeria. The pro-Biafra activist brother Kingsley Kanuta, who sued on his behalf, argued that Kanu's arrest in Kenya and subsequent extradition to Nigeria in June were unconstitutional. He also sought an order for exemplary and punitive damages against the respondents. This is your digital-first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. You are watching Africa Now. More business stories coming your way after the break. Do stay tuned. Welcome back in business. The World Bank Group has announced that it will discontinue its Doing Business report over data irregularities in Doing Business 2018 and 2020 reports that led to a series of audits in the organization. The global financier disclosed this in a statement on Thursday evening, stating that it takes trust in its research seriously in a bid to enable its member nations take better informed decisions. The bank added that it is committed to advancing the role of the private sector in development and providing support to governments to design the regulatory environment that supports this. More than 80% of Kenya's estimated 2.85 billion barrels oil reservoir remains inaccessible for commercial exploitation due to limitation in extraction technology, British oil firm Tussle said in an update on its exploration program in Turkana County. The company said a new audit in the Turkana oil field revealed a larger reservoir compared to the previous estimate of 1.77 billion barrels. At the current crude price oil of $75.50 a barrel, the potential crude in the reservoir would be valued at $215 billion, equivalent to 2 times Kenya's GDP, while the proven commercially viable reserves are valued at $44.1 billion. Still in business, South Africa's rand at 0610 hours GMT on Friday firmed against the dollar at 0.17%, but was on track for weekly losses of 2% as the US dollar rose and weak domestic economic data weighed on sentiment. After 3 weeks of strong gains, the rand has reversed direction since Tuesday, buffeted by poor domestic retail data, a retreat in commodity prices, and recommendation from investment bank JP Morgan to sell the currency. The South Africa Reserve Bank's Monetary Policy Committee will announce its rate decision on September 23, with consumer price index data out the day before. Moving away from business, Guinea on Thursday declared the end of Marburg virus disease outbreak, having recorded no new cases over the past 42 days. That is the time between infection and the onset of symptoms. While the outbreak has been declared over, flare-ups can occur. WHO urged Guinea to remain vigilant, maintain surveillance, and build capacity to respond quickly to a possible resurgence of the virus. Guinea's health authorities, WHO experts, and scientists are deeppening investigations into the source of the outbreak and to help prevent potential future outbreaks. And in sports, Kenya's former sport minister was found guilty of siphoning funds meant for athletes in the Brazil Olympics 5 years ago and was sentenced to 6 years in prison by a Kenyan court on Thursday. Issuing a ruling in the case that started in 2018, the court gave Wario the alternative of paying 3.6 million shillings fine to avoid going to jail. Alongside Wario, Stephen Soy, who was the team leader of the Olympics team, was also tried and found guilty of corruption and was sentenced to 10 years in prison or a fine of 103 million Kenyan shillings. And that is Africa Now. For more updates, to visit our website at www.tostvnetwork.com. Follow us and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube to stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS Television Network. I am Abigail Ukwade. Thanks for watching.